Good day. I am me. Hopefully you are you. If not, you will be. Um, yeah, yesterday's video kind of got interrupted, so I got cut off. So I'm just gonna do my best to pick up where that ended yesterday. I was talking about forgiveness. So need to go back to the video prior to it. It was about prayer, and I was in the part of forgiveness on it. But yeah, forgiveness isn't so the person that wronged you is forgiven. You forgive them, so you are forgiven for your wrongs. That's the way forgiveness works. You have to forgive in order to be forgiven. So the longer you hold on to things that people done to you, whether it be a grudge or they did you dirty or whatever it was, the longer you hold on to it, the more unhealthy it is for you in a literal health standpoint, because you're carrying stress, you're carrying anger, you're carrying resentment, you're carrying just all these things, and those things are not healthy for your body, because your body is not meant to carry that stuff. That is excess weight. That's also part of why you're to forgive them, so it lets that go, but you're giving it to the Father so that He can do as He sees fit to dole out the karma that He says that person deserves, whether it be good or whether it be bad. That's not up to you. But if you want to get your own vengeance, that's your choice, but I do not recommend it, because you're just making the matter worse for yourself with your own karma that's coming your way. And then people that get involved in the middle of situations, when you do that, you are taking on part of that karma, even though you had nothing to do with the situation. It's just the way that it works. Don't project hate on the messenger. Just focus on the message and receive it. Get the lesson, learn it, so you don't have to receive things that are unnecessary for you, that's not yours. So stop taking on other people's karma. Stop taking on the weight of what others' choices are, actions are, words are. But yeah, we're getting it more into karma than we are the forgiveness. But that's how forgiveness works. You have to forgive anybody and everybody that you feel has done you wrong, done you dirty, cheated you, lied, whatever. It all falls into the same category. You got to let it go and just forgive the person, and give it to the Father. He'll take care of it. Whether or not you get to see them receive the karma, that most of the time you don't. Most of the time you do not. There are the occasions where you can watch karma happen out, be dished out in real time. And usually when that happens, it's because they have reached a breaking point with the Father, and He said enough is enough. It's time to get your attention. That's usually what that is. But most of the time, you don't get to see when it happens, because most of the time He does it when they're unexpected. So just forgive, let go. I'm not saying you have to remain friends or have them in your life, or that's all your decision to make, whether or not if they come to you with a sincere acknowledgement of accountability and taking responsibility for whatever it was they did, and admitting to their wrong and what they're doing or what they've done to correct it so that it doesn't happen. That is a huge step for them, and I applaud them for manning up, womaning up, and taking accountability, because that is a very rare thing right now at this time with a lot of people, to take accountability for their own actions. But yeah, so if they do, then it's still up to you to determine if you're done with them or if you want to allow them in, or however you want to work that out. That's your choice. But yeah, for somebody to just come and say they're sorry, to me, that's just an easy cop-out way to try to get back in to somebody's good grace in their life or whatever. From my experience, I've had too many people just come and say they're sorry and they apologize, but yet don't admit what they're sorry for, don't take accountability for what they're sorry for, don't say what they're working on to change that action so that it doesn't happen again, not just with me, but in their life period, with anybody. So yeah, to me, words are just words with no action, so they're pointless, they're meaningless. The actions is what means more than the actual saying of words. So yeah, pay more attention to people's actions, because they're telling you in their actions who they are, the way they are, the way that you're going to be treated to them in their life. These are just because people can say words, but yet you can see an action different, or you can hear a tone that's different that don't match the words that they said. This is part of the discernment and intuition that everybody has. But yeah, so and then the whole back to the prayer, it's better to pray for everybody else. First, give thanks for anything and everything you can think of. So just sit down, take some time, because it's worth it, to just give thanks for every little thing that you can kind of think of, but first off, if he's not a part of your life, it doesn't matter. Just start somewhere. That'll be a huge step all in its own, and then just be persistent. Persistence gets you the reward, in a sense. I can't think of the right word I'm trying to think of, but we'll just go reward. So persistence gets you the thing you're wanting. Consistency allows you to keep it. But yeah, so be persistent, consistent. You got to discipline yourself, because only you can control you. You are 100% in control of everything that you say, you do, your thoughts, your actions, all of it. So, but yeah, so just start somewhere with him. Just start talking to him. He's right there next to you, because he's every breath that you take. He gave you breath of life. He's in the living water. Your body is made up of 70% water. And that's living water. So he's the air, he's the water, he's I am that I am. He is whatever you need him to be, is basically what that translates into. But yeah, so just start somewhere, but give thanks for what you have, and then pray for others. Put other people before yourself. That shows a huge step in selflessness. That you're not a selfish, just a selfish prayer, which there's a lot of them out there. And then there's a lot that don't even talk to him at all. I've been through all them steps. But I've noticed more and more changes as I keep being persistent, consistent, and sticking with him and learning, reading his word, praying to him, meditating on everything, wanting for an answer, and he gives me answers, and I learn from the lessons through life, and everything. There's a lesson in everything. It's just a matter of, are you paying attention or not? But yeah, just putting yourself first in prayer is not. I'm not saying to not ask for things, because you need to ask for things. He wants to hear what you want, even though he already knows. He knows what you want. He knows what you need. He knows what your desires are. But you got to start wherever you're at, and he will come and meet you wherever you're at. I promise you. Because he came. I didn't find him. He came and got me. I was stuck in the mud, in a dark corner, in a dungeon somewhere, and he came and got me out of there and said, this one. So I am just living proof that he will use a nobody, turn him into somebody in front of everybody, and won't ask nobody. That's just what he does. But just start somewhere. Even with his word, there's so many different versions of the Bible. Just get one. Start reading it. And as you do, you'll learn, come to know that the closer you get to him, or original manuscript, I don't know, whatever the right word is, closer to the original writings of his word, you'll find that it has more and more life in the word. And this is why there's so many different versions, because each version is somebody else's interpretation. And then they want to lame it down, dumb it down for people, because I didn't start with all the other versions. I started with the King James. And it talks more like, kind of like how Shakespeare's writings are, but that's the way they talked back then. But you'll find out that even the King James is not 100% accurate. None of them are, because man had something to do with it, and man can be manipulated, man can be deceived, man can be bribed. And until you learn to stand 10 toes down, 2 hands to the sky, with your eyes looking up and your voice calling out to the Lord, to God, no matter who is around or who says whatever or does whatever, until you reach that point, then you're not past the mastering of what I just talked about, being deceived, being manipulated, being bribed, because you're standing on his truth, because he's revealed to you what is true and what is not. And yeah, that's a part where I'm at right now, and that's why I'm doing these videos that I'm doing. You know, I've been walking alone with him for quite a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah, not just a minute. I mean, yeah, I've been walking with him by myself. Even when I had people around me, I was still walking with him by myself and trying to drag other people with me, because I could see the good in anybody, everybody. It don't matter who you are. I can find the good in you, but it's a matter of, are you going to find the good in you and start to feed it, or are you going to keep feeding the you know, the darkness in you and stay stuck where you're at? And but it's your choice. But yeah, so that's it. Everybody has both sides in them. Everybody. I don't care who says what. Everybody has good and everybody has the bad in them. It's just a matter of which one are you going to feed, is which one will take dominance over you, which will take control over you. Will you know, and it'll show, which is where the tree bears fruit or it don't. That's exactly what that translates into. So if you're feeding into the things that the Father don't want you to do, your tree is not bearing no fruit. You are a dead tree. You're a dead person. Even though you're walking around living, breathing, but that's because He's still giving you time. And how much more of it you have, no, only He knows. But you know, He's not going to make you turn around and do the right thing, choose Him, none of that. Because if you don't want Him, well, then that's your choice. But that doesn't mean that He don't want you. But you know, you got to want it for yourself. Is basically what this life is. He's allowing everybody to choose, because of the whole thing with him and Satan, the devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub, whatever you want to call him. We don't know his real name because it was blotted out in the book of life. So the book says. But there might be some way, somewhere, he might reveal that to somebody, but he might not. I don't know. But yeah, so that's where all this comes from. Because he did that, so that's why we were created, to give us free will, so that everybody has the choice. So you can either, you know, be with him in glory, or you can be with misery, who loves company, because, you know, yeah, you really don't want to know what it's going to be like there. And there are people that claim in videos that they got to go there and see the place and see what goes on in some of the levels. And all I know is it is not a place that anybody wants to be. I don't care who you are. I promise you, when you get there, you will not want to be there. Yeah, it's worse than the worst thing here, by far. I'm sure, multiplied by who knows what number. If probably something astronomical. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, he just wants you to spend time with him every day, and preferably the first part of your day every day. And that's what helps to keep you focused throughout your day, so you don't fall into distractions, temptations, so that way you start your day with the right mindset, with the right actions, with the right words, with just all of it, because it all matters. It all will make a difference in your walk and your choosing in your life. But you know, yeah, everything is really simple. He doesn't make anything complicated. It's all so basic and simple that it's even easier than common sense, because so the children can even get it. I mean, it's that simple. It's so basic, so simple, so easy. It's so even children can get it, understand it. But yeah, but that's prayer and forgiveness, and pray, be thankful, forgive others, pray for others. And then once you do all that, then put yourself at the back end of that. It's kind of where the whole he who is last will be first, and he who is first will be last. So it's not a bad thing to put yourself last. That's part of what that means. So in a sense, because you're putting yourself last and putting everyone else and everything else before you, he puts you first. That's what I'm saying. It's so basic, simple logic. It's as simple as like 1 + 1 is 2. You know what I mean? It doesn't get really any more basic than that. But yeah, so I try to go to places where I don't get interrupted, but to me, that was just a confirmation. That's all that was. That was a confirmation about what I was talking about in that video. That's why that person, I'm not saying that person's a bad person or whatever. I'm just saying that person is most definitely lost, and most definitely confused about who they are. But hey, I'm not talking bad about nobody, because I've been lost. I've been made my own, learned my own hard lessons, and made a lot of wrong choices, and was misled, fed lies, was taught to be a good slave growing up. And if you don't know what a slave is, you need to watch more of my videos, because I talk about it in another video. And the reasons I don't label any of them is because they all have truth in them that everybody needs to know. And I know a lot of people are only seeking for certain things. And it's not a one thing fix all kind of thing. You have to have it all. It takes all of it. You need to know all of it. You need to get all of it. You need to unlearn everything you've been taught, so that you can get what he is pouring into me to share, to pour out to everybody that watches and listens to my videos. And thank you. But I don't look at comments too much. I'm not diving into that kind of energy. I'm keeping my focus where he tells me to keep my focus. I don't need to be distracted with unnecessary things. So be respectful of each other. You got to understand, you got to try to meet people where they're at. And remember, not everybody went through the same thing you went through. Not everybody had the same experiences that you had. Everybody's walk is a little bit different. Everybody's, been taught a little bit different. Everybody believes different. So you gotta, when somebody gets angry about something, it's pointless to try to teach them, talk to them, or anything at that given moment. So the best thing I can tell you to do at that moment with anybody that just wants to start arguing because they got angry is to just stop. Just stop wherever you're at, let it go, walk away, and because they need to walk away and cool down, come back in the right mind so that they can converse with somebody. So because once they reach the anger point, they are no longer listening. They all they're doing is just trying to drive their point at that point. So yeah, when people get that way, just let it go, walk away, and come back at another time when both people are level-headed and can sit down and talk like two civil adult human beings. Because fighting doesn't solve anything, whether it be with words or physically. Yeah, because that don't prove nothing other than one person can beat up the other person. It still doesn't make the one person right or the other person wrong, or vice versa, or and then it just creates more havoc to violence, to where now they're angry and they want to get even, and then they come and do whatever, and then violence just begets more violence, and more violence just causes destruction, and destruction just causes death. This is exactly what war is. It solves nothing. It just creates more problems for people, and but yeah, so it's not a solving tool. It's really not. But anyway, hopefully all this is enlightening, as always. Well, I know it is, but I'm just hoping that you guys are really listening, hearing, receiving, getting, meditating on it, which is to think, ponder, researching it, looking into it for yourself. Because there's the tools for research now is so easily accessible to find things, but it's also a two-sided coin. There's also that much more bullcrap out there that you can come across too that's not even true. So this is why you got to meditate on it and be connected with the source, with God, the Father, the Creator. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, hopefully everybody's having a beautiful day. It's another glorious day here. But yeah, so don't take all the little things for granted that you're given every day. If you woke up, really start thinking about everything that you can be thankful for. I don't care who you are, where you're at, what your situation is. You have things to be thankful for. And if you start putting that at the forefront of your day, every day, everything will start to change. You will literally see everything start to change. From the way that you look at things, to the way that you hear things, to the way you think about things, to the way you talk, to the way you act, to everything. Your whole life will literally start changing. The attitude of gratitude is a huge thing, but and I'm not saying that it won't change, even if you don't have nothing to do with the Father, but it'll make even a bigger difference if He's involved in it. I promise you that. That's just a fact. But your decisions are your choices, nobody else's. So take accountability for all your own stuff. Stop projecting on other people. Yeah. Start reading His Word. Start talking to Him, and just meditate on things, and be grateful for everything. And yeah, your life will change. I don't care how bad you think it is, it'll start changing. Yeah. Anyway, wish you all the best days, blessings and favor, and life more abundantly. His protection over you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, over everybody. I don't care who you are, where you're at. I want better for everybody. That's just who I am. That's who He made me to be. That's how He made me. So it's not about who I am, it's how I am and whose I am. Because I am His, and this is how He made me. This is why I'm doing part of this here, but there's more to come. This isn't the only part of my purpose for His will here. This is just a part of it. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, peace, love, and light. Shalom.